All right, y'all, we are back with another video. And before we even get started, make sure you put prayers for Donald Trump in the comment section. I definitely wanted to check this one out from Black conservative perspective, because now it seems like the left is losing their mind because Donald Trump didn't lose his life. And now the media is trying to flip it, like CNN, MSNBC, ABC, all of them are trying to flip it and trying to say that now Donald Trump supporters are finna be violent. Like, this right here is just ridiculous to me. This is just ridiculous. So let's go ahead and dive straight into this video. I will leave the original video in the description. Make sure y'all go to Black Conservative Perspective page. Let them know that I sent you. And I want to show y'all some of these clips that he's showing, how the left, they just losing their mind. These people are freaking just disgusting. Just disgusting for the things that they say. It's just beyond me. So without further ado, y'all, let's dive straight into this video real quick. Let's go.
Took over, and look what happened to our country. Probably 20 million people. And you know, that's a little bit old, that chart. That chart's a couple of months old, and if you want to really see something that's said, take a look at what happened.
Hey guys, Trump's been shot. When he got up, he was bleeding from the ear, but he seemed perfectly fine. He's not dead. He's fine. Like, my best guess, and this is just a guess because he was just shot, is that he it looked like a BB gun or something.
As well as you saw the
He's clip farming harder than the new crop of FaZe talent. He's like FaZe Ronaldo. He's clip farming harder than Jinxie. He keeps throwing up his
been at many of these Trump rallies, and here's a picture from one of our colleagues there on the ground, the photojournalists who are in the front row showing the blood on.
All right, guys, so we have to do one of probably many follow-up stories on this bombshell story involving the failed assassination attempt of former President Donald Trump that fortunately did not result in serious injuries for the president. The president is alive and well. He got grazed in the ear by a bullet. This is what he says as he is now speaking out on Truth Social. He is saying that he was bloodied up, but he's good.
On the events, and at 8:42 p.m. Eastern tonight, former President Trump issued a statement on Truth Social. He said, quote, "I want to thank the United States Secret Service and all law enforcement for their rapid response on the shooting that just took place in Butler, Pennsylvania. Most importantly, I want to extend my condolences to the family of the person at the rally who was killed." And also, and he said that he recounted, in his view, whizzing sounds, quote, shots, and immediately felt the bullet ripping through the skin. Much bleeding took place, he says, end quote, on his Truth Social account.
Yeah, so again, thank God the president is okay.
Yes.
However, unfortunately, one other rally goer was killed along with the gunman. Now, there's a whole lot of speculation about how this happened, because apparently this sniper, the gunman, was on a rooftop about 200 to 300 yards away from the rally. And there is now some bombshell interviews and witness testimony out there that suggests that there was either a major mistake made by the Secret Service, or, as I initially speculated in my first reaction video, there's something very, very, very sinister, wicked, and evil going on here. Take a look.
And watch and listen to the rally, right? We couldn't see him, but we could hear him. So we walked up, and probably 5 to 7 minutes of Trump speaking. I'm estimating here. I have no idea, you know. But we noticed a guy crawling, bear crawling up the roof of the building beside us, 50 feet away from us. So we're standing there, you know, we're pointing at the guy crawling up the roof.
And he had a gun, right?
He had a rifle.
A rifle.
We could clearly see him with a rifle. Absolutely. We're pointing at him. The police are down there running around on the ground. We're like, hey, man, there's a guy on the roof with a rifle. And the police were like, huh, what? You know, like they didn't know what was going on. You know, we're like, hey, right here on the roof. We can see him from right here. We see him. You know, he's crawling. And next thing you know, I'm thinking to myself, I'm like, why is Trump still speaking? Why have they not pulled him off the stage? I'm standing there pointing at him for, 2-3 minutes. Secret Service is looking at us from the top of the barn. I'm pointing at that roof, just standing there like this. And next thing you know, 5 shots ring out.
So you're certain that the shots came from that guy on the roof?
100%. 100%.
And he was up there for a couple of minutes.
He was up there.
You saw him up there for a couple of minutes.
Absolutely. At least 3 to 4 minutes.
And you were telling the police and the Secret Service?
We were telling the police. We were pointing at him for the Secret Service, who were looking at us from the top of the barn. They were looking at us the whole time when we were standing by that tree.
Could they see
binoculars?
Could they see him?
Probably not, because the roof, the way the slope went, he was behind where they could see. But why is there not Secret Service on all of these roofs here? I mean, this is not a big place.
Did you see, I mean, obviously everyone, when the shooting started, everyone was very panicked. Did you see what happened to him at all?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, sorry.
Secret Service.
Okay, just be careful because we don't quite know who's watching, but you're pretty sure they shot the guy?
Absolutely, 100%.
Okay.
Yep.
You saw that happen?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
And did you see them go up to him afterwards, or?
They crawled up on the roof. They had their guns pointed at him, make sure he was dead. He was dead, and that was it. It was over.
Yeah. So you see now you heard.
So, like I said before, this guy is basically saying he was letting the Secret Service know, he was letting the police know, he was flagging them down, basically saying, hey, there's a guy on the roof that's climbing on the roof with a gun, and they just ignored him. That's basically what happened. They literally just ignored him. Even more clips came out where you can see the Secret Service them on top of the building, the police them on top of the building with their gun aiming at the guy, the gunsman. And it seemed like they waited for the gunsman to shoot at Donald Trump before they took a shot at the gunman. It's like you can't even trust them. That's the reason why we were saying that the Secret Service, police, all them folks there should be fired. You even had like a woman there, I think, from the Secret Service. She couldn't even put her gun in the holster. She was struggling to put her gun in the holster. It was just so much that really, really could have went really, really bad. Because how's y'all on top of the building with your gun pointing at the gunsman and you wait for him to fire first at Donald Trump and then y'all shoot him? It seemed like it was a setup. Now, all these people that keeps running around top of, this didn't really have Donald Trump staged it. Who the world would stage something like that can result in them losing their life? So you get some people, I'm telling you, you get these people on the left, they say some of the stupidest things in the world. Donald Trump staged this. Donald Trump knew what was going to happen because he staged the entire thing. So Donald Trump will put his life in danger and Trump supporters that was there at the rally just to stage something. I'm telling you, you got people on the left will just say any stupidest thing that'll just come to mind. Just because you don't like somebody. I mean, this is just ridiculous. And you got people that's making fun of the situation, talking about they wish the bullet would have hit Donald Trump. I mean, like in the head and all that. I mean, I've seen all these clips. It just don't make any sense at all. But the Secret Service, them police there need to be fired. You got this guy that said he was constantly telling them that there was a guy crawling on the roof and they just ignore him the entire time. This is ridiculous.
There has to be a full-scale investigation of the Secret Service. Okay?
They have
because
to.
What really scares me about this situation, guys, again, as much as I am very happy that Trump is alive,
yes,
is that I'm afraid that Trump cannot truly be safe if he can't even trust those around him that are paid to protect him. Because to me, my gut feeling says inside job. Because I just find it hard to believe that a location like this, which is not hard to secure, it shouldn't be too hard to secure, they allowed a gunman on top of a rooftop with direct sight at the rally, the stage that the president was going to be on. I mean, perfectly lined up. And apparently, according to an eyewitness, law enforcement was aware that this person was climbing on the building with a firearm and nobody did anything about it.
Nope.
Again, I'm not sure if this testimony is 100% true, but I just think that it is extremely, extremely, extremely concerning that the former president of the United States was not properly protected by the Secret Service. So there needs to be a full-scale investigation. Somebody has to be fired. The director of the Secret Service.
Y'all see what BCP just said? Somebody need to be fired. The Secret Service need to be fired because obviously you can see the Secret Service on top of the building. It was two of them on top of the building. You can obviously see that they got their gun pointed towards the gunsman. But how in the world that they got their gun pointed towards the gunsman, but you would still allow the gunsman to shoot at Donald Trump, even hitting him and kill somebody in the crowd, took somebody out in the crowd and hit two other people. So you allowed that to happen first and then they shot him. It make you seem like it was an inside job. That's the reason why I think the Secret Service, the police, all of them need to be fired. Donald Trump need to get new people around him. There's no way that they didn't see this guy that was sitting right across from them and they didn't see him. Like, and I'm starting to believe what BCP said. It make you feel like it's an inside job. Like I said before, if you see the clip, the woman had a hard time putting her gun in the holster. She was just shaking and just struggling. She couldn't put her gun in the holster.
Service has to be fired or resign.
Yep.
Effective immediately.
Yep.
Because you got one job: to protect the former president and the current president.
Yep.
That's your job. And if you can't do that, if you can't do something as basic as to make sure random people can't get access to a rooftop with direct line of sight at the president as he's giving a speech, then the leadership has to go. Somebody has to lose their job. Who knows? Somebody should be facing charges. Okay?
They should be.
This is completely 100% unacceptable. And this is why I'm so concerned about this situation, because we don't know if this is going to be the last attempt on the president's life, guys. I'm pretty sure it's not. And he has to have people around him that are sworn to protect him and that are going to actually do the job properly. This was a massive security failure. Absolutely massive security failure.
Because it could have went bad. It could have went really bad.
For as sick, wicked, and evil some of these people are that are going after Trump, again, I wouldn't be surprised if there's more going on here in regards to why this was allowed to happen. So that being said, Joe Biden has spoken out about this, and this is what he had to say.
Thoroughly briefed by all the agencies in the federal government as to the situation, based on what we know now. I have tried to get a hold of Donald. He's with his doctors. Apparently he's doing well. I plan on talking to him shortly, I hope, when I get back to the telephone. Look, there's no place in America for this kind of violence. It's sick. It's sick. It's one of the reasons why we have to unite this country. We cannot allow for this to be happening. We cannot be like this. We cannot condone this. And I want to thank the Secret Service and all the agencies, including the state agencies, that have been engaged in making sure that the people who, and we have more detail to come relative to other people maybe injured in the audience. I don't have all that detail. We'll make that available to you. I may be able to come back a little later tonight, but we'll put out a statement if I'm not able to if it's not convenient for you all. But the bottom line is that the Trump rally was a rally that he should have been able to be conducted peacefully without any problem. But the idea that there's political violence or violence in America like this is just unheard of. It's just not appropriate. And everybody must condemn it. Everybody. I'll keep you informed, and if I am able to speak to Donald, I'll let you know that as well. But so far, it appears he's doing well, number one. Number two, that there's thoroughly investigating what happened to anyone else in the audience. We have some reports, but not final reports. And every agency in the federal government, I'm going back to my phone to speak with the federal agencies that are being put together again to give me an updated briefing. Has anything happened? They learned any more in the last couple hours. So thank you very much, and I hope I get to speak to him tonight, and I'll get back to you if I do, okay?
Mr. President, do you think there was an assassination attempt?
I don't know enough to, I have an opinion, but I don't have any facts. So I want to make sure we have all the facts before I make any more comments. Thank you.
Are you worried, President?
Yeah.
Now that right there was a dumb response. And then don't y'all know, after that happened, Joe Biden only talked on the mic for literally 2 minutes. Literally 2 minutes. I'm telling you now, Joe Biden do not care. How can you sit up there and say you don't think it was an assassination attempt? If it's a gunsman on that roof over there and he's shooting towards Donald Trump, don't you think he was trying to assassinate Donald Trump, Joe? The man, Joe Biden couldn't even just come out and say, you know what? It seemed like the gunsman was trying to take Donald Trump out. He couldn't even say, oh, we got to get all the details. And I see this the part right here where it pisses you off. That Joe Biden cannot even sit here and tell the truth, and he see exactly if Donald Trump was shot in the ear. Don't that tell you that it was an assassination attempt because they shot him and then shot somebody and shot 3 more other people? But he's sitting up here acting like it wasn't an assassination attempt. This is just, this is crazy.
So that's Biden basically saying nothing, but he did speak on this issue. I personally think that the left, Democrats, the liberal media, they have a lot of questions to answer because their rhetoric has been out of control. This is something I've been talking about for the last 3 or 4 years. You guys know on my channel, I don't think there's anybody in politics, period, that has talked about the left-wing extremism and violence in this country the way that I have. I don't think anybody has covered it as much as I have. This is why when I saw this happen, I was like, I am shocked, but also at the same time not surprised.
Mm-hmm.
How many times have I told you guys that the biggest domestic terror threat to this country is left-wing extremism, okay? Yep. I feel like I say that almost every time I do a video about some left-wing lunatic losing his mind and committing some act of violence. This type of stuff has been condoned and accepted by the left and the media. In fact, they have been responsible for radicalizing these individuals to commit these acts of violence, right?
Of course, Trump is a Nazi time again.
Let's deal with Hitler, okay?
I don't think it's hyperbolic to say that. I mean, that is Mussolini, Hitler-like language.
Trump's affinity for Hitler was always covered under an umbrella of his stupidity.
Echoing Hitler's words.
Listen to this. Well, Hitler was duly elected.
That's right. Echoing the hateful rhetoric of Adolf Hitler.
It echoes Hitler. That's the kind of language Hitler used in Mein Kampf.
About vermin and Hitler and Mussolini.
That's a horrifying clip. That's a fascist clip.
Just going full on Hitler.
From Hitler's Germany.
We just need to say, for the record, that the term vermin was really effectively used by Adolf Hitler.
Echo dictators like Hitler.
With language evoking authoritarian figures like Adolf Hitler.
Donald Trump parroted the autocratic language of Adolf Hitler.
Talk about the brilliance of Hitler's generals.
Correct.
General Kelly, yeah.
And what is the mainstream liberal media doing right now? What are they doing right now in response to what probably is some left-wing lunatic that tried to assassinate the president? They're talking about possible violence from the right, and they're upset that Trump's statement didn't call for people on the right to be peaceful and to tone down the rhetoric, as if it is our fault that this happened.
And then the biggest threat that officials are telling me tonight is in the form of retaliatory violence.
Oh, my God.
You're taking me to exactly what...
Right, see, that's the stuff I'll be talking about right there. Instead of them trying to make sure and say, man, I hope Donald Trump is doing good, the first thing come to mind is, well, there's going to be retaliation. Now you're going to see Trump supporters trying to, take out Joe Biden or somebody around him. See, this is exactly what they do. They jump to conclusions, start just saying it. Instead of them just coming out, put your ego to a side and just say, I hope Donald Trump is doing all right. They can't even say that. These people do not care at all. All they want is to remain in power. So they already jumping to conclusions right after this right here happened, talking about what somebody else said that the right is going to start doing. I mean, this is just ridiculous. This is ridiculous. I mean, like I said before, even if you're a Democrat and you don't like Donald Trump, you just got to be like, you know what, man, we don't want nothing like that to happen. We don't want the man, getting shot and stuff like that. We don't want that to happen. They can't even do that. They can't even do that. They already just jumping to a conclusion about what they think Donald Trump supporters finna go ahead and do in retaliation. Oh, my God, bro.
What I've been underscoring and is frankly very concerning in the rhetoric we are seeing at this hour already. We are seeing some Republican lawmakers come out with statements directly drawing a line between the shooter, whose name we do not know. We do not know if he's a lone actor or was somebody else, but drawing some connection to the government. We have nothing to base that on at this hour.
At this hour, leading officials within the U.S. government still don't know what transpired. And it is frankly unpatriotic at this moment to be stoking the flames when we know that we are sitting on a cauldron of tensions. We know that tensions were already high before this incident, and the counterterrorism officials and Homeland Security officials that I've spoken to in the last few hours are deeply concerned that this event will be used as a rallying cry to launch attacks against individuals associated with the Biden campaign and lead to broader domestic distress. So right now, the goals are to investigate the incident, both the perpetrator and the security failures, as well as to try to tamp down any tensions that may arise coming out of it. Now, in this country, there is the First Amendment. And what we're seeing on Twitter, while it is First Amendment protected activity, I will say again, is unpatriotic in the sense that we know that this kind of rhetoric has a nexus to violence. We saw that on January 6th. We saw that in the attack against Nancy Pelosi's husband and multiple other instances.
Wow.
That's ridiculous.
Unbelievable, guys. Honestly, I don't even have the energy right now to be as angry as I want to be.
I'm telling you.
Just how ridiculous that segment was, guys. Just imagine. The former president just got shot in the head, and the mainstream liberal media is talking about January 6th and what happened to Nancy Pelosi's husband in response.
That's what I was saying. Bringing up January 6th and Nancy Pelosi's husband after this man was almost shot in the head, but he was shot in the ear. This is what they do. They do this all the freaking time. I'm like, BCP, this stuff just pisses you off. It just makes you just want to just go off. You bringing up Nancy Pelosi's husband and January 6th after this man just got shot and people in the crowd. These people should be taken off air. MSNBC, CNN, The View, all of these people, they are saying stupid stuff right now. Why? Because they wanted Donald Trump to be taken out. That's what they wanted. Now they want to refer back, oh, he's Hitler. Oh, he's this. He's that. Now the right finna go ahead and finna be retaliation. This is what they do. We'll play a little bit more of this and see what BCP have to say.
But they're not talking about all of the violence that we've seen from the left the last 3 to 4 years that has led up to this. We had an attempted assassination on a Supreme Court justice.
Yep.
A conservative one, and now the former president. And you're going to sit here and try to talk to me about January 6th? I don't want to hear about January 6th. These people make me sick.
They're going off, and I can tell exactly what he's saying, though. These people make you sick, though. They really do make you sick because they want to sit up here and talk about January 6th and Nancy Pelosi's husband. Then talk about, I hope Donald Trump is doing okay. They don't want to talk about that. This is just crazy. I can't even take no more of these people talking. I can't take no more of them talking. So like I said, I will leave the original video in the description. Please go to BCP channel and let him know in the comment section that I sent you. There was a great video by him, breaking some of this stuff down and showing the left of who they really are. They don't care about Donald Trump. They don't care about his health. They want to bring up Hitler talk and January 6th and all that crap. Nobody wants to hear that. So like I said, thank you all for watching. Let me know what y'all think in the comments section, and I'll catch y'all in the next one.